Hi everyone, Alex is here, and let me check if we have started our broadcast because I'm not fully sure, honestly speaking. Give me a sec to check it out. Yeah, probably we're all set. Great. Okay, amazing. Give me a sec. Okay, that's fantastic if everything is working currently. It's what I wanted the most. Okay, let's go. I have a couple of devices so I can manage that how I want to. Let's go here. Okay, meanwhile, if you have something interesting during this time, please please give me information, what you're going on, how are you doing, etc. while I'm starting all of the things. Okay, let's go here. Yeah. Oh, amazing that the sound works. Great, thanks. Thank you a lot. Okay. Okay. I hope this time I have changed one thing in LeetCoding, so I hope that it will work better. Okay, so if everything is good, I think we're good to continue. And before that, I have a small announcement to you. So nothing too hard. So just to say that the previous time I had a lot of issues to understand the wrapper of the methods that we should solve it on, and then I was trying to understand what's going on, what was different. I didn't fully understand why the LeetCode that those tasks that I have taken, they have been in that specific way. Well, then I discovered why not to go in the another way. We'll go from easy tasks to the medium to the high. In the way I'll understand how LeetCode is working, because probably I have been taking another platform with the same idea of code solving task, but it wasn't LeetCode. Why I'm thinking in this way? That's because I remember a different way of how it was looking. So that's a really big change there. So I think that it was another application. And in any case, let's discover what we have. I solved one or two really small problems. So we'll continue on what I'll find out. Yeah, and if you have any ideas, any comments, please write down below, and I'll try to answer you as soon as possible. That's not 100% true that I'll be able to do that, but I'll really try to. Okay, I think that we're good to continue. Yeah, let's go. Let's click here. Yeah, everything is working. So we're going to simple LeetCode application. One sec, maybe I can make it a little bit like this. Maybe it will be better. Yeah, let's do probably in this way, or I can make it even smaller. As I told, I'm just trying to make that better, but sadly I didn't have a lot of the time to figure that fully out. okay, how that it will work for you. Great. Yeah, so let's also change this thing a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, okay. Hope that you like that. If you have any ideas, please write down in the chat. We'll see. Okay, so also one quick example that I had and about not always great ideas. So we had and one of the problems that can be when you're solving LeetCode, it's always to go I don't remember how does it call, n2 and square, something like that. Is when you're, for example, creating list inside list. So there was an idea of running some of 1D array, and it is quite easy. So you have, let's go here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and output should be 1, 3, 6, 10. So it works in this way. So you're taking the previous number, adds to the new one, and the same goes up. What I was doing, I was creating the map. Inside we had radius, and I was checking if index 2 is index 1, and if it's not, like if it is, I'm just stopping that, and that's all. But that's an idea how it can work, but that's not ideal way of doing that, because we always should go to one list as much as possible. So here is an ideal example of that. So we have temporary 0, then we're adding every time only this 0, and that's geniusly, we're just adding the new number. So we have temporary array, we got the list for until the nums length, and then we're adding what do we have inside of our list to our temporary number, and then we add it to our temporary array, and that's incredible because we'll go to the second one, for example, and it will add to our previous number this new number, and that's geniusly, and then we'll put that into array. So with that, I wanted to say that there is a lot of ways of solving that. For me, it's better to go, I always think that it's better to go from easy way to more optimized one, but firstly, to solve that as easy as you can do that. Okay, so let's go further. Let's go to the richest customer. What do we have here? Yeah, so how I found out this thing, I just write LeetCode basic, a LeetCode for beginners, and it showed me this one, and like, okay, let's try to do this one until something like will be understandable for me, because I realized one task before that when we have been trying to work with a method, I don't remember how it was in the previous video, I should probably needed to write .next.value, because I was trying to take it from array. It wasn't, because it was a method that has been working in that specific way, and I didn't get what they wanted to show me. Okay, let's see what do we have here, and if I will be able to solve at least one task today, because I am not sure as always. Okay, let's go and check it out. So you're given an mx, an integer greet account, where account IG is the amount of the money in I's customer has in the G's bank. Return the wealth that the richest customer has. The customer's wealth is the amount of the money they have in all their bank accounts. The richest customer is the customer that has the maximum wealth. Wow, that's incredible genius. Okay, how that should work. First customer wealth is, okay, I'm just adding these 3. I'm adding this 3. Output 6, so the richest is 6 1. First customer, I'll consider the richest wealth of each sister, return 6. Okay, 1 5 7 3 3 5 6 10 8. Okay, the second customer is richest with the wealth of 10. Okay, so I'm just output in 10, make output of 10, and account, okay, and output is 17. He will have 17, he will have 8, 11, he will have 15, so 17 will be the biggest one. Okay, let's try to figure it out. Okay, so we have a list where we should make a summary of all of the numbers. So we have, I found a little bit understood how these things should really work. So we have, let's go in this way. I'm thinking we have accounts. Maybe we'll go with the summary of all of the account. We can have a loop for each of these lists, and inside of the list we can make a summary of all of them. We can use reduce to make the summary, but I'm thinking that we have a method that calls sum or something like that to summary everything that is inside of the list. Let's check that out. JavaScript summary of array. Okay, not in this sum of array. Like if we should use reduce. Okay, but I was thinking that we okay, we can use reduce. I was thinking that we have some method or something like that. Okay, in any case, let's make in this way first. So let's make the easiest. Let account in accounts. And also, I really don't like this for in and for off, because every time I miss for in is for list or for object. Every time. I don't know how does it work. Currently, I'm trying to understand, like, we are searching something inside of a list, and we're taking key of an object. So in this case, I probably realized that in is for list, of is of object, but that was a quite hard thing for me. I remember it was one of the things that when I was taking interview, I failed, and I didn't have hard feelings about it. I was like, okay, but in any case, you're just writing in. If it doesn't work, off. That's all. But currently, with this thing, I hope that it will be better to remember. Okay, let's go then. For example, let's go with our console log. Yeah, console log. Or instantly. Okay, let's try instantly with return. Maybe my first variant will work. Account, reduce. We have three things. Accumulator. We have current value that we can write value, and we have index that we should not have too. What we can do, we can instantly just write accumulator plus value, but we also should write 0. Why? Because we should say that we are starting from the 0. I think also I think when we're not writing 0, we're starting with the default value, so it can be also okay for us. I'm just always writing 0, and that's how I supposed to mostly do that. I think I can make something better here. Okay, let's also create I was thinking to create the list with each number inside that, but we'll make that better. And also we cannot use return here because it won't close for it will constant function. So yeah, we should reread that. We can make it another way. We can write, for example, richest value. That will be let here. And then if account summary will be more than richest, we'll just change that. That's always better than making the list. So you will have a list of, for example, people. We'll put everything that we have from the reduce inside of the list. We'll have a list of 3 numbers, and we'll try to make one more loop to discover which one is the biggest. That will be a problem. Even if we'll sort that I will try to figure the biggest one. No, that's all our bad ideas. So we can just take what we have from account and check if reaches is higher than this number. So let's go with how to create this variable. Let it be let account, no, let customer consider each of the wells. Maybe let it be wells, for example. And let's discover if richest is less than wells, richest will be equal to wells. I haven't been testing that, but I think that can work probably. Let's check it out. But that's not ideal way because one sec. What did we have? Okay. You said that that's one sec. I can't reduce. It's not. That should be. Okay, strange. Let's go to console log account. I really don't like what works with types here because. Is it a list? Last. Okay, let's just comment it out. 0 and 1. Oh my gosh. I mixed off and in one more time. Yes, as I thought, it's the thing that I really don't like to do, and I was like always off is like for object. I was really thinking about that. One sec, maybe. Okay, that's strange for me. I was remember that that's for object, but they can work for both, but in different way. Yeah, it works. As you can see, all the 3 cases passed. What I don't like here, I really don't like first list that we have. Also, let's make this smaller. Why? Because why should we do like 2 of them? We can make only one. That's kind of complicated. Let's do that in the little bit next way. Let's think how we can go with each of the list without making like 2 of them. So for that, like we have account. We should just to make not the reduce of that, but maybe something better to summary all of the numbers. I have an idea. I don't know how good it will be. For me, it's a little bit strange one. Like, one of the ideas I was thinking to take a list to convert it everything to the string, then to the numbers. No, to the string, then make an eval method. Eval method helps you. Oh no, why should we do that? No, without eval method, and then just to work like to convert it from string to number, but instead of comma to use plus button. But that's weird. That's incredibly weird. No, maybe we have something better here to work on with. We also account for. Maybe we can make a reduce. Okay, also one of the ideas. Maybe we can make. I was thinking maybe we can go to like check that with this list. Okay, I don't have any ideas, honestly speaking. I don't have an idea to make that easier. Let's discuss what people think we can have here. An interesting ideas of realization of that. We shape append. Oh, but summary. That's the problem here. One sec. Like an idea is not as what I was thinking about the what, but was a little bit similar to. We also create a range. Also, here we use in, here we use of, and try to remember where we use what. We're append inside of the list and taking the maximum value. I was saying that it was the way, but the problem here that even in Python we're just trying to take the biggest one, looking on all of the list, and that's not very good story, of course, because we're just going through all of the list a couple of times. I don't know if I will be able to find something better here. So we have with Python, that's understandable. The thing that I have been doing, like entirely the same, but probably based on the C++. We really don't have anything better. Now it looks like logically that we don't have the same thing. You can see. Okay, probably that's one of those tasks that we cannot make one list. But when you're on interview, what I discovered is always better to try to figure out if you have any other ideas, and it's okay to say, okay, no, I don't see any better ideas here, because sometimes there are not, like, there aren't such ways. Okay, let's go to the next one. Interesting. You will click here. It will take the next one. 73. It's the same one but harder. Okay, let's try to make this one. Okay, given an integer array nums and positive integer k, return the most competitive subsequence of nums of size k. An array subsequence is a resulting sequence obtained by erasing some possibly zero elements from the array. We define that a subsequence A is more competitive than a subsequence B of the same length. If it is in the first position where A and B differ, subsequence A has a number less than the corresponding number in B. For example, 1, 2, 3 is more competitive than 1, 3, 5 because the first position they differ is at the final number and 4 is less than 5. Oh my gosh. Really, I didn't get it fully. Like, honestly speaking, I don't like to read this description. Or, every time, it doesn't mean it is interview, LeetCode, I'm doing it by myself. It's just not understandable for me. I can understand only the easiest things, not something like that. Even don't know what to say for you. Explanation on the set possible. I really like to reread that, and then at some kind of points I can understand it, but I think maybe for me it's better instantly to see input output explanation and then to read the discussion, because in this time I'll at least will better understand it. Okay, we have numbers 3, 5 to 6, k2. It means like what is can be divided by 2 among the set of every possible sequence 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, 6, 5, 2, 5, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, most competitive. I got you the problem that I have a real problem here. One sec. Given an integer array nums or positive integer k, return the most competitive subsequence of nums of size k. Okay, probably should just to translate some of the things here because I really can't understand even closely that. Oh, okay. Let's go to translator. It will be better for me. Yeah, on speaking, I have a great thing. I can just say, oh, I cannot understand that. Give me a sec to translate it, and meanwhile to find the solution on the internet. Sadly, it doesn't work every time, especially on an interview. But an idea was good. Given an integer array, okay, we have integers of the nums and positive integer k. Okay, that's understandable. Return the most competitive. Well, let's try to understand what do they want to say about competitive. Competitive. Okay, it doesn't give me anything good. Subsequence of nums of size k. On speaking, even by translating that, I still didn't get an idea. We have something interesting here. An array subsequence, okay, is resulting sequence obtained by erasing some. Okay, I think this maybe sentence will give me an idea what do they want to help me on. What do they think to have? Because I just trying to imagine how they have been creating these tasks, like how we can write a task so hard that no one will ever understand it. Let's put a lot of interesting words, and that combination of what doesn't give you any idea of, and you should reread the task 100 times to understand it. But that's only my problem on speaking. I hope and think that all of you don't have them. So if you have an idea what do they want to have, maybe you know how to say that easier, please write down in the comments. Okay, let's discover. An array sequence is a result sequence obtaining okay, it didn't give me a lot of the ideas. We defined that the sequence A is more competitive than the sequence B of the same length if in the position of A and B differ. Subsequence A has a number less than corresponding. Oh, this gives me more idea. One sec. If in the first position where A and B differ, subsequence A has a number less than the corresponding number in B. One to three is more competitive than because the first position they differ is at final number, and 4 for example 1 2 3 is more competitive than and then 1 3 5, because the first position they differ is at the final number and 4 is less than 5. Amazing. And what it will give us? Okay. 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 Let's get to this task a little bit maybe later, because my brain tries to understand what do they want to do. Really, I'm not fully sure what it really stands for, because for example 1 3 more competitive than 1 3 5, because the first position they differ is at the final number. So okay, we're checking, like, for example, I understood it, K2 K4, like we're checking like 4 numbers and 2 numbers with like rest of the numbers. But here is the problem. One sec. So we're checking 3 2 5 3 with 5 6 2, 5 with only 2 and 6, and 2 with 6, and as we don't have anything else, we are checking that with 6 one more time, because no, we are checking that only one time. And there is the question, why this is more competitive? I didn't get that idea. 2 3 3 4, like what we have, 2 4 3 3, we have 2 3 3 4. One sec, how did we get 4 here if we have 5 here and 4 here? Okay, I just really didn't understand this this idea. Let's go to something easier, and then we'll be coming back to this one, because that's something not very understandable to me. Okay, easy task. I'm so happy with doing that. Woo! Meta developer creating easy task. Oh my gosh, what's happening in this world? I don't know. But okay, in any case, just splitting the word, nothing too hard. Given a integer, return the string answer 1 minus index, where if I is disabled by 3 and 4. If I is disabled by 3. If I is disabled by 5. A string if none above conditions are true. And 3. So 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 4 5 15 1 2 3 4 5. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe oh, one sec. 3 and 5 is fizz and buzz. Okay, how I can understand? We have a list. No, we have a number. For example, 13. And only on the third and fifth index, in our case, like it will be 2 and 4 index, we should write fees and bus. One sec, if answer is divisible. Okay. Is as a string if none above conditions are true. Okay, I probably understood. We have 3 conditions. Let's have an example. Divisible. So many interesting words. Divisible. Okay, I was thinking that in another way. Like I know that there is the same word, but not a divisible. Divided, I was thinking, but okay, it's just the form of that word that I didn't get. Okay, if we can divide it by 3 and 5, we should have. One sec. Answer is FizzBuzz. But 15 could be done in the same way. Like entirely the same way. FizzBuzz. Fizz. One sec. FizzBuzz. Yeah, FizzBuzz. FizzBuzz. Fizz. Okay, I don't understand why we have here fizz. Buzz. Fizz. Fizz. Buzz. Oh, here we have FizzBuzz. 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 Then fizz. Fizz. Okay, let's try to do that, and while we'll start doing that, we'll try to understand, and then I think we'll go back to this one because this FizzBuzz and competitive sub queens task are making the mood for me. Okay, what do we have? Something good, something bad. Nothing bad currently, but something interesting for sure. Okay, n can be divided by 3 and 5. As I remember, we can write it in this way. Let's go in the next way. Let's remember how does this device working. Console log will have a couple of experiments to be sure. For example, 6, 5, 10, and for example 10, 3, and 6, 5. To be sure, I'll take something that will be able to be divisible. True, true, false, false. Okay, so probably the condition will be right that I wanted to write. If I is divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, 3 and here we'll have n. Here we'll have 5. Whatever it should be. Okay. Else, if I wanted to write elif and then realize that it's another programming language. 3. One sec. It should be something like at least. Okay, no. Not currently. If it's divided by 3, we should write fizz. It should be divided by 5. we're writing bus, and else we're returning our I. Okay, so firstly, what is for sure? We should go from the number to the list of integers that should be as worse. Let's go in the next way. Let's just, for example, we have 15, we'll have a list from 1 to 15. And that will be a list of numbers that will be strings. Okay, let's go like let's go here. Okay, let's go to, for example, const let numbers. Let numbers. That will equal to, for example, we can get map out of that, and we can have I that will be string, for example. In such a way, we'll have numbers list that will be probably array with each of elements. One sec. It's not a map. Yeah, of course. We can just create, for example, a list for j that will be j that will be 0, j that will be as in this one, and j plus plus. Let's go here. Okay. J is 0. We'll continue until j is less or equal to n. And let's have a const array that we'll put here, and let's put inside of that push string j. Let's see if it will work, at least as I want it to have. String is not defined. Okay, you will just put j, and then we'll convert it. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's start it with 1. Yeah, and then we have 3. Should have only 3 of them. Let's check it out if it will be how we want to. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we should, I think when string this method will convert them to the string. Okay, it will. And then we have the next question. We have a list with these strings. What should we do with this? Okay, I approximately understand it here, approximately. But what should be here? I can understand why we have fizz and fizz. Understand why we have fizz bus. Even fizz and bus. But why do we have? One sec, maybe we should. I got an idea. Oh my gosh, finally. So it's I was thinking we're taking instantly 15 and going through and should put it into a specific place, but we're going through this list and discovering if the number can be divided by 3, we're put fizz or finally got that idea. Okay, so for that we should have one more list. It should be array map, so we can have a map here. We can even return this map, but let's just return it. Return array map that will be what will be, I don't know what will be. Let's discover that. Okay. Let's make this smaller. I have seen you have a couple of comments. I'll check it out when I'm done with this one. And else return, for example, what we have number, element. It's not an element. It's integer, index, string, element, result, not. Let it be element. No. I can't always create a great namespace for that. Let it be I. Also, we don't like these names because then you can understand what means what. But in this case, it will be as it will. If it's returned by 5, we'll return bus. If we'll have fees, we'll return fees. And then we'll return fees bus. The first interpretation that we have, yeah, let's go. Interesting if it will work or not. Not because we have output 335. One sec. What? One cannot be. That's something new for me. One sec. You wanted to say console log that really it can be divided by 5? Let's also discover what we put here. Because I have I don't know what it thinks it is. 1, 2, 3. Really true? Really? 1 sec. It's a strange idea, but that could be that. No, something close, but why do we have 3 could be divided? I remember we had one more thing. We had 3 that divided by this one. One sec. You want to tell me? Because I can't believe that it is in this way. Maybe I just missed another percent. Maybe we should work something else. Maybe 5. We have been checking that it wasn't working. Probably 3 false false. Okay, of course. You will use 1, 2. You want to say that it will be divided by 3. That's of course not. One sec. Maybe I just put the same number every time. Yeah. Let's discover what do we have here. 2 false. And let's have the same but with I. I see, because I have taken that condition from what we had and didn't check that we have n. Thinking something, I have missed something, or thinking any semicolon, any brackets or something like that, and we still have 0. Why? What's not? Okay, gotcha. String. But we will optimize it right now. I think it's better to, yeah, so finally we have that it works. Firstly, if we have all of the logic how we put it, let's put it here. It will be better, especially it will be better and it won't convert, like JavaScript won't convert it 2 times. Like, why should we convert each number if we should only return I in the specific moment? So that's the first thing that we should do. Yeah, secondly, we got an idea that we're just should go through the list and put all the things. How we have done that? We have created instantly from the very beginning the list that is based on the number. But here is the question. Can we make that without this thing? Because what I don't like here, we're going 2 times. We're not going inside the list. It's good, but it's still the thing that we are doing. I got an idea. Why should we go in this way and then return that if we can have array? Let's comment this out. Let's return our array as a result. And all of our logic will go just from array map to that condition. So if we put it here, we'll have the same situation, but here we'll use I instead of J. So it will be the same mapping, but here, and we won't create from the template the list. We'll instantly start to create the list and put inside that the values that will be going through the number that we wanted to use. For example, 3, 5, 15, etc. Here we should use, instead of return in each of these places, we'll be using array push and all these values. And this one will be much more optimized and working without the second looping. Can we optimize that? Maybe, but I really like this idea here, so we'll leave it as it is. So finally, can you imagine some tasks are working? I cannot be so happy. I wasn't thinking that we'll be able to see something working today, but we'll see. Huh, amazing, not? I think that's amazing. Okay, I'm not a student of the college or university. Sadly, or for good reason. Some time ago I wanted to, but didn't have that possibility, sadly. Yeah, so meanwhile, if you have any more questions, please write down in the comments. As you see, I am looking them when do I have time for. Okay, we have done FizzBuzz. And let's go for our not loved. Okay, for my not loved one, most competitive subsequence. Let's just start in doing that. And by starting doing that, we sometimes can figure out what we can have here, because I don't understand. Really, I have no ideas what we can have here. Okay, let's go. Amount set every positive number. And how should we start doing that if we even don't have any ideas? Okay, the only thing that we can fully understand that we should have 2 or 4, so k numbers of the list taken. And then we have the thing that calls slice, as I remember. But one more time, I don't have any idea what do they want from us. Slice, and slice for what? That'd be in this case. Because I really don't remember how these things work. Remember that we have a thing called slice or something like that. Okay, numbers, output. Okay, I have. Okay, from 0 to. Okay, from 3 to 5. Test case. Okay. 3, 5 to 6. Okay, let's have. Okay, let's make what I fully understand. Okay, not fully understand at all. What we just have here, because for me this is easier than this one, because here I cannot even understand how we have 2, 3, 3, 4 without 2, 4, 3, 5, like, because it wasn't seen here that it is sorted, like, or it should be sorted. Nothing like that. Okay, let's go slice. Okay. Why do you want to sleep? I can understand. 3, 5, 4 to 6. Okay, let's go. 4. We can use a k index, for example. Let I of in numbers this time, and finally I understand what I'm doing, because in will take not keys here, but will take the index of each element, the key of that. Okay, so let's see what we'll have by working on this way, for example. What we will have in our console. 3, 5, 5. Okay, don't like that. Maybe let's have in this way, but there is a problem, or we should have by 2 index, like index 1 and index 2. We can have okay, let's see what we'll have in this way. 3, 5, 5 to 6. Okay. How it works? Firstly, when we until which time we're going? Until, so it's better to use not let in, maybe let off, simple list, let I, because we should have one more condition, not to go through all of them, but just to skip the last one. And we can have the condition, but we still will go through that list. It's better to start it from the loop, not by the list, but from the loop. Okay, I less than nums lengths. Also, every time mix length and length, like every time you can find it out sometimes, so I should be even more serious here. So let's discover have here. I think we just should take off this equals. I didn't fully understand how it began, but okay, let it be, doesn't matter. So what do we have? Okay, that's something closer to what I wanted to have. 3, 5, then I wanted to have 5, 2, and 2, 6, without 6. Without 6. Without 6, so without the last element. Let it be in this way. And what this idea will give me? For example, after that, we have the starting point for all of them, and we can create the second loop. I think that I really don't like to do, but we should. Probably we should go like 3, 5 to 6. We're going in this way all the way around. Or we should go, we're taking nums map, we'll console log that. We'll have map, and what we'll do with that? We will have map. What we will do with that? I could be an artist, but probably not. Okay, so we have J. Now, so we're going by J. So we have I that is going through all of them. But we should go second time by this number. So what do you think? What do I want to? I wanted us to go for this 3, for this 5, and for this 2 in separate way, you can see. And this second number will go in the separate loop. And we'll have something interesting here. I don't know. We can return just my idea of what we can have. We can have I, that will be the first, J, that will be the second. But what? The index of the number should not be the same, right? Maybe also. One sec. We should not put here I. We should write here nums I, that because just I will be 0, 1, 2, 3. That's not what we want. We want to take what is inside of the list. Okay. Finally, we have, for example, 3. And then we should check if it's not what? If I index of the number is not equal to J, right? Who knows? Interesting what we'll have out of this strange thing. Okay, we have, oh my gosh, 3, 3. I didn't want this one. Okay, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, 6. Something closer. 5, 3. No, I know. Index should not be the same or less, something like that. But I cannot understand which index are they. Like one or ing. What indexes are you? 0, 5, 3. But we can have one sec. We can take index. Ji. Let be J index. It's all of that are bad namespacing. Don't do it this way. But I cannot create something better here. I think more so. I should be no. Or yes. No, this thing should be more. Okay, in any case, it should be one of them should be more. We'll discover which one. 3, 5. Yeah, let's firstly disable this one. So we should have 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, 6, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, 6, 5, 2, 5, 6, 2, 6. You would think, how have I done that? I don't know. It's some kind of magic. Okay, we just console log that. Does it give us any benefits? I don't think so currently. we have set. One sec. That's interesting thing. Set. Make a set of that. So what is set? If you don't know, set is type. Yeah, that's just a type for which we have only unique things. So in theory, we can just remove first undefined in this way. Or filter that. Do I like this idea? Not a lot, but do you have better ideas? If yes, please write down in the comments. Const. I wanted to create variable that calls idea. Okay, now let's create something better. Set numbers. No. Array numbers. And I quite often mix array with list. Array is in JavaScript, list in Python. So that's, I'm speaking, that's different things, but mostly they're doing nearly the same. Okay, console log. Let's have new set of array numbers. You think I am usually use set? Not at all, but somehow I remember the things. Speed up. Okay, this is something better. What we can have? We can have. Oh, maybe let's have number here. We'll push it here. No, we'll have array numbers. No, we have set numbers. I don't remember if we can push this to set, honestly speaking, but we'll try. We'll try to do that. Array numbers. Set numbers push. I don't think that we have push there, but I think that we should discover it out. And let's console log. What? Console log set numbers. Hey, interesting. What do we have? Set js add, of course, add. Okay, and what do we have? We have the problem which we have list of set of three things, but probably we should not. Okay, I have one little bit strange idea as always, but I like such ideas here. It means that my brain is working in some way. In this way, it will be better not to go as map, but to go as 4. But as we have everything working, so we'll just do it this way. Yes, this one will just send us undefined, etc. It doesn't really matter for us because we won't edit it anywhere. But maybe this way, I think it will be better. And we have problem here. Why? A number unexpected token. One sec. I see. Oh. Here will be better. I think we also will have the list without. What I have done? You're submitting to. Okay, can you please show me what I had? I just, by mistake, clicked. I clicked just space. Why it run that? Okay. Set of 6. 3 5, 3 2, 3 6, 5 2, 5 6, 2 6. Great! We have at least a set of that. But I still can't understand what does it want us to have. Like, why 2 is more competitive than 5 and 6? Why? Like, the first number should be the last one. The last number should be the biggest one. Subsequence S has a number less than its corresponding number in B. 5 is also less than B. I mean when it differs that. Okay. How I got it? How do I think that? One sec. We define that the subsequence A is more competitive than the sequence B of the same length if in the first position where A and B differ, subsequence A has a number less than corresponding number in B. Because it's more competitive, because the first position they differ is at the final number. Still didn't get it. Okay, I got only one thing. That 2 should be more than 5. 2 is better than 5, like the first number should be less. Okay. And we should just return a new set. This thing can be optimized, but we won't take that right now. And here is better to not work with map, it's better to work with for, because we should not return this array. Like, we even can remove this array because we're not using it anywhere and we're just taking the memory that we should not do. Yes, it's not a lot of the memory, but still we were using that. Let's continue further. So what we can also have, we can go with 2 6 2 6 4 2. Let's check one thing. Let's go in a loop. For let, we haven't been using J. Or we can, one sec, can we go in this way? Jet in off set numbers. Can we do that? Console log J. It will be funny if it will work. Because it's, as usual, it should not do. It worked. Funny. Okay, we have a list. Is it good? I am not sure. I have an idea. Let's have a variable that calls competitive, the word that I don't like from this moment. And let's be null, because we'll not push array here, we'll just fully change that. So what we have, competitive, J competitive, competitive equals to J if. So first we should have if we have competitive, so it's not null. Then competitive first element, and we will have J first element. what? If competitive first number is the same, one sec, less or more, more, no, less. No. Okay, if it's not, or, like when we will change that competitive to J. When B number and J number will be less than competitive. Great. And afterwards, we should go one more time inside of the list to discover if any other number is less or more. But I have a question. Okay, if we have, for example, 4 or 5. It's more competitive than the first number. The differ is the final number. I got an idea. The first number that is different from the number that was before. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The first number different. Differ. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just make that with another term inside one of the company. In this way, it's a little bit more understandable, but we should have one more list. I don't like that we have 4. How many? 4 loops. That's incredible huge amount. Optimization just goes to the moon, really. Okay, but in any case, let's try to figure out even the first case of that. For let J A of competitive. Oh my gosh, and I cannot have any other idea than to check that with one sec. Why we are doing this way? We can have just because I was thinking that we should have list of these and list of J, but why should we do that if we can have just 4? Let it be A, let A that will be equal to 0. Then we're taking A that is more than less than it doesn't matter which take, but let it be J. J length, yeah, probably in this way, and A plus plus. So this will help us to take instantly competitive and J, and we should discover the first number different. So if competitive A, like the A number and like the first, second, etc., is equal, we'll continue because it will be easier for me to realize in this way. But if it's differ, we can have 2 conditions. If it's differ, if competitive A is more, so competitive stays, and if, for example, J. Oh no, I mean here more, here less. So which number is less has been taken. So we're changing and then break that. Why should we break that? Because, for example, if we have a lot of the numbers and we see the first number different is less than the first number different in another case, we're we should not continue to discover that. We just should discover the first number different from the list. That will be good for us. Something like that. I'm not always sure how such things should work, but let's try to see if it will work. Can you imagine if it will? Huh? but not. Cannot property of null. Of course, but I have a check if it. Okay. If it's not, else we'll just make competitive to be J. Okay, and what do we have? Oh, this case doesn't work. 3, 5. Why 3, 5? We have. Oh, it's interesting to discover how it was working. Let's go. Let's check it out. I think it's okay that I don't understand this one, because I still can understand how does it should work. But probably I finally understood the task that we should do. And if it's how I'm thinking, so if it will work, this thing also should work. In a case it should do, because I'm not very sure how it should work. Okay, let's see what. One sec, it breaks out of this list, all of them, because yeah. So let's discover. A, comma, competitive, comma, J. Let's see where you have stopped. Okay, it was checking a couple of the things. Okay, on the first, so we have been checking 3 and 3. It is the same. Then we have been checking 5 and 2. And okay, let's discover in this way, so it will be also easier. First, second, and 3. Second and 3. Yeah, second and third. Third. I really like debugging that with just console logs. I don't like this debugging things. It doesn't work for me every time. Like, it works, but not always as I want to. Okay, so we can continue. Break. So what does it mean? 5 is more. Oh, it was the same one. Okay, in this way. The first case worked. Can you imagine? But I was thinking that if it will work, it also should work on the second. Why it didn't do? Because we have more than 2 numbers. Of course. Let's check it out how it was working. 3, 3, third. So third competitive equals to J. So J number is less. 3, 3, 2, 6. So second one, like competitive is still small. 3, 5. One sec. 3, 3, 2, 6. Break. Then we have 3, 5. Okay. Then we have 3, 5. We're checking. Why do we check? Yeah. Like 3, 5, 3, 5. 5 is 3 is still less. 3 is still less here, and then we're checking this one, third. Yeah. So, okay, it works good. Here, whatever it should be. The problem, everyone, we have a problem. We're checking only 2 numbers. Meanwhile, we should check how many k we have. So how should we do that? J of the numbers competitive, A lengths, we're just comparing 2 of them. We should compare the least as k is. So k, we should compare not by 2, but all of them. One sec. It should work. because we're checking here as many numbers we have. And just so it doesn't matter, it will be 10, 20, so we don't put here a specific number how long it should be, because it can be even 100. So we're not based on the k, we're based on the length of the list. So for example, if it will be 4, it will be instantly working on 4. The problem is here. We add only 2 numbers. Why? I don't know. Okay, probably this logic is right. The problem is here, how we're creating the set, because as I can understand, we're creating the set numbers just by two numbers. Exactly, by just 2 numbers. That should not be. But how should it be? Let's discover what is, okay, nums lengths. That's how many elements we have. Then we map j and j. If I is less than j index, I should make, I think, here a loop of a lot of the elements. 1 sec. I hope we have approximately 30 next minutes. I hope that we'll done that. Really. So we have a set of elements here. No, we have numbers. Firstly, these numbers. Then we map them. Like j element and index of this j. Then we compare if index is more than we had before. And we're adding j, but I think we should not add j. We should have k. We don't use k here anywhere, and that's the place where I should use k. We should have numbers that will be k minus 1, because first will be instantly given here. Like is instantly we'll put it here. And j plus j multiplies like k on numbers, so it should be I got here. We cannot use that because we're using map, but let's have a list. You'll see. We can have a list. For example, 4. Oh my gosh, it's really very narrow to change the code that has been working, even at one place. Okay, so we have j that is equals to 0. Yeah, j that is equals to 0. That we have been using as gi. Then j is what? 1 sec. Where we have been checking that? Nums. J also will have the same thing. And let's discover what we will have here as an idea. Nums j console log I j nums I and num j. Yeah, also, I just remember that I didn't full answer on the question. I'm not just I'm not studying, but I'm working on a company. I'm working at Meta right now, so that's the full answer for the question. One step. 4 is working. Here we have something better. Oh no, we don't have something better here because we still take 2 and 3, of course. But what do we have? What do we have? We can have numbers j. We should have just the k elements of this j. I don't like that idea, but I don't see currently any other. We should then optimize that because there is a lot of loops and oh my gosh, that's incredibly bad. So just for you to see that to discover that the second case will work. J plus 1, j plus the first case of course will fail, and the second one also. Why I think it was a mistake. Let's discover what people have to say about that. Interesting to check out. Just know what people are writing here. Let's see. Weird. I forgot to write here. List. Okay. What is the problem when I'm doing that? Am I doing the set of the like if there wasn't 5, like it will work, as you can see, because that's at least for me logically, that I cannot understand how did they take like we have first 2 4 3 3, then I have 2 3 3 5, 2 3 5 4, but how I can have 2 3 4? How I can have 2 3 4, 2 3 3 4, we have 5. We cannot, like, I see as we just jumped over the one. We should sort it? No, we don't. You know what? Let's see, maybe anyone have, the answer to this case should be 8, right? And the limit, I don't know. It's interesting if anyone, this question is analog to remove. Hey, one more interesting task. The question is similar to this one. Okay, let's firstly do at least this thing as I wanted to do, to see. Please, anyone who have any ideas, write down in the comments your way of working on that, and how you think it should work, and maybe you can just paste your solution so it will work with this test case where we have 5 in the middle. But the problem that I don't see that this 5 can be here in any case. So, given an integer number and positive k, return the most competitive subsequence of num of size k. Okay, and race subsequence is a resulting sequence obtaining by erasing some possible 0 elements from array. We define that a sequence A is more competitive than sequence B of the same length if it in the first position where A and B differ, sequence A has number less than corresponding number in B. For example, 1, 2, 3 is more competitive than 1, 3, 5 because the first position they differ is at the final number and 4 is less than 5. Yeah, so we're just checking for the first number that is different from the list. There is nothing too complicated. It's just this thing. Maybe we can optimize that, but we're just going by like we're just taking two lists and we're just comparing them, like number by number, number by number. Like this thing for sure should be as we have, for sure. I think maybe we can optimize this one. Competitive, we don't have something we're adding, but I think we can optimize also even this thing. Just say competitive to set numbers 0. Yeah, but the problem here when we'll start competitive, it will try to check between itself. Yeah, so maybe num is better here, because the problem that will be that we have null. It'll go for the first element. We'll see that there is no competitive. I will just put it inside that and the new list, and the new element to check. But if we have something here, for example, set numbers 0, the problem that we will have that we add, you'll be able to see, we add competitive, it's true. So like even if we don't will have this condition, it will go through each of elements and double checking that, like 2 is like we will have 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. It will go 2, 2 equal 3, 3 equal 3, 3 equal 4, 4 equal, and it will take, for example, one of the ideas that one of the people have written, this one. It will incredibly take the time for you to solve that. Like it will take really much time for working on that. So it's better to leave this in this way. What we can do next, we can work with these things. And the problem that I see for me is that we should have something like, even don't know, list of numbers. Okay, let's try to make something on that. For what I inside of that so I'll cheat. Firstly, I'll remove this 4 because 5, because I don't understand how to do that with this 5. It's not logically for me, because we're taking 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, but not 5. 2, 3, 3, 4 in the end. Yeah, so 4, 3, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4. But if we want to have 2, it should be from the first start. Then we're taking 3, 3, 4, not 5. Okay, so for me it will work. We just should put here as many elements as we have. Okay, maybe we can have, for example, a list. Let's start with that. Let m is incredibly bad variable numbers, but I don't have any other ideas currently. It should be done fast as possible. Nums m. One sec. We have no. No. We have k, right? Num k. So num plus k. 0. For example, we have 2. K is 2. M is 0. It will go the first condition until it is equal, at least. No, more. No, equal. No, let that be 4. How it will first go? M will be 0, mk plus 0 equals mk plus 0. Then we'll have 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3. But the problem here that firstly it should not be equal, should be less. Second one, it should be -1. And what it will give us? Have let array at will have nums1, then we'll push to the numbers, and then we'll put it in the array in this strange way. Yeah, these two cases finally work. Am I happy of that? I'm happy that we finally have the result. Like, we can see it works. I didn't like that it didn't work with 5. Maybe I didn't get something. We can remove this console log, this console log. I don't like how many loops we have here. It's very bad. We have 5 loops, or 1 2 3 4 5 loops. Yeah, so it's extremely not optimized. I think the rest of the time we'll spend just to maybe optimize that. But I have one more idea to check. I'm not sure it should work, but interesting to see. Maybe it will, who knows. For example, we'll add this one. Let's add this huge one. But it can, I think it can be harmful for this application. I'll copy this code because I'm not sure what good can be after this testing. Okay, let's run that. I don't think that it will work for third and the first one. Oh, interesting. What do we have here? Value of integer. Oh yeah. Let's run that. The time limit executed. Yeah, so as I thought, the problem with this thing is how long it can work with like this issue. So if you really want to make that from medium to hard, you can try to solve this one. The problem here, because 100, it's incredible number. I don't think that it should really work. Someone has written, maybe it was just a joke. I don't know, but it was just interesting to check it out. Let's go to test results. 4 and 5 didn't work because we have undefined here, and here we have the problem of 2 more also undefined. Interesting, why do we have undefined here? Expected 332. What? We have, oh, it's entirely the same. Okay, so it was how applications have been working, and that's what do we have. What does it mean? It means that it doesn't work as it should be. One more time, I think that the problem is here, and I don't know why it didn't find any else. Let's quickly console log nums. So it definitely works in another way as we are doing that. 3, 4, 5. Let's discover the set that we have. Bytetive set numbers. We have this problem everywhere or only on that place. Undefined, undefined, undefined. 2, 1. I'm not agree with them. So, 1 sec. That cannot be longer. We can filter that out. 1 sec. All undefineds cannot work here. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. I see an idea. Oh, 1 sec. It would be done quite easy. We can just filter that. Like const filtered set numbers. That is equal to set numbers filter n and it's not equal to undefined. No, we should like filter. No, it won't work in this way. Filter. You should return n only in case if n sum I be number equals to undefined. Sadly, it's not of the optimized solution as I thought, but that's probably should work. I think we should convert set to array and then make it one more time set. I see only this way of working on that. Because we don't have a lot of the time, so I'm trying just to solve it out how we can. No, it's not setting that. Continue. Maybe in this way. Now let's discover what we have is in this way. Console log, console frog, and okay, maybe let's just have we have one sec. False for not what I wanted to have. Let's see in this way. And defined false false true true false false true true, and if it's false we return that. If it's false we return it, otherwise not. I understand why it still is not right for us, because if it just will filter those who are not, it is filtering probably. It's one sec. No, 3, 3, 2, 1. Because we're not working on this right one. Done, finally. Yeah, so the problem was with, like, we should do filter our set numbers because we have some undefined, but we better not should filter that. We should have better logic here, because we have been just adding, like, with this logic some additional element that didn't exist. So here we should filter that. We could, for example, if it's less than 2, like if it's less than k, like all of the others are undefined, we can just not add it to our list. It is one of the possibilities, and we should not have one more loop to solving the task. So it's better to check it here. We can have once more time to check, or better logic not to have in general undefined things. But if we take, for example, this logic, we can just filter if element is undefined, we're not adding the list at all. Like, we don't have like this entirely. That is one of the optimizations. This optimization probably, I think this optimization will remove this list. loop. This is good. Mostly you should try to avoid all of the looping. So this loop will be removed. I think this thing could be in made better without any loops, so we won't have undefined. And these two and these two are still question for me. I think we can work probably with one of them. Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe we can try in this way. I'm not sure, but yeah, you see. But maybe it will work even without. No, it should. Okay, we should do that double check because here it worked, here not. So I think this loop we can just finish up. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks everyone for watching this stream. I hope that you liked it. You have an idea how all that could work. I happy that this time it was better than the previous time. And please write down in the comments your solutions, and especially with that 5, I can understand how it should work here. And try to work with this 100. I don't know if it's a joke or not, but also try it. Will show how good your optimization is. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be wishing to you all of the best. One more time, thanks. See you in the next stream. I hope to make them more and more. And please write down in the comments your suggestions, your